This is Elizabeth Joyce with Stargazing week of August 21st through August 27th, 2017. I am playing Ardas in the background at this time as we go into the Great American Eclipse energies. It represents prayer beyond prayer, and it is extremely healing. And in the last days before the eclipse, God will give to His chosen children the gift of sight, healing, understanding, and visions and dreams, along with the inner understanding that God has chosen them to bring transformation and deliverance to the planet Earth. These are His light workers who are prepared to bring in the world a new earth plan for love, peace, and harmony. There is not a man upon the earth that can show the timing of the upcoming events. Therefore, there is no king, lord, or ruler that has such a thing, or any magician, astrologer, or psychic that can give the answer, and no other human form as well. Now is the time to see if this much talked about Great American Eclipse packs any punch. A solar eclipse is thought to bring deeper soul-level priorities to the surface and then bring them out into form to use in your life over time, rather than rushing out. So it represents endings and new beginnings. Be aware that this sensitive degree of the zodiac, 28 degrees Leo, is being hit by other planets too in the coming month, including talkative Mercury, ambitious Mars, and the love and money planet Venus. Look to wars and rumors of wars. Venus is in Leo at 3 degrees on August 29th, the same degree as last month's new moon. Look to disruptions on the home front and unexpected losses. On the positive side, we can expect new, powerful inventions and technology, many new babies, and breakup of relationships and governments that have become stagnant. Usually that winds up being for the good as well. This full solar eclipse occurs at the end of Leo, and the end of a sign represents endings and finalities. Yet a solar eclipse represents new beginnings and fulfillment of your deepest desires. Mars is in Leo all month, and the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, are emphasized at this time. Although the last full solar eclipse was on February 26, 1979, the energy was in Pisces, not Leo, and other planets were not at these critical degrees. This energy is not good for a fire season that is already out of control, especially since Jupiter is in Libra. Air signs represent the possibility of damaging wind. The combination of wind and fire is not good for fires burning out of control, making it very, very difficult to contain them. Saturn ends his retrograde cycle, started in early April, on the 25th. The god of boundaries and long-term planning is now in his final run through Sagittarius before moving into Capricorn near the winter solstice in December. Expect a disruption in government as Saturn stations comes to a standstill before reversing its path and moving forward. Cautious expansion is called for, or perhaps a conservative adventure. There is a total solar eclipse over the United States on August 21st at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. A solar eclipse blocks out the busyness of daily life to help the soul level ascend, and their projects and ideas to come to the surface and into manifestation. It's interesting to note that this eclipse lands near the end of the sign of Leo. The late degree of a sign represents endings and completions. This eclipse could be easily missed since its duration is only about 2.5 minutes. So get your glasses on early as you look at the sun. The significance of this eclipse is that wherever the eclipse passes over is where the action is. The United States is where it will have the greatest impact, and this energy lasts for about a year. A solar eclipse usually represents new beginnings, This one does as well, but not without a promise of radical change first. Look at where your heart and passions are engaged in your life versus where you are just going through the motions. The same old life is about to give way to hopefully a more fulfilling and rewarding one. This eclipse happens on a Leo new moon. On the positive side, this represents dynamic leadership, charisma, and a fiery, strong-willed, dominant person filled with self-confidence. On the negative side, Leo can be arrogant, over-controlling, and resistant to change. In other words, they want to stay in the past, which is absolutely impossible in these times. The only planet involved with the eclipse as it's doing its thing is Uranus, which represents revolutionary change. With both Mars and Venus in Leo, one at the beginning and one at the end of the degrees, the eclipse message seems to have something important to say about our American pride, and possibly taking a different position in the country's role in worldwide community. Is this country becoming unmanageable? This energy can also represent an end to wars, which I feel could be the conflict with North Korea, as I see both North and South Korea coming together as one country in peace. Leos want to have fun and be creative. Leo steps into leadership. Leos have to be number one, but that's possibly changing as the energy moves through America. Meditate on this energy to gain a personal meaning of what this eclipse can mean to you. A suggestion is that a female energy is rising out of the unconscious in order to be put to use in the world. The one for caring, trust, dependability, and fidelity. In the past history of eclipses, several deaths of leaders such as Herod in the biblical days or King Henry I created superstition that eclipses brought death to emperors and kings. However, the Prophet Muhammad stopped those rumors at the death of his son, saying that the sun and moon were of the gods and not of mere mortals. Eclipses that land on a person's planet or house in their natal chart definitely will bring something to that person. However, you have to be cautious in making predictions based on fear. To everything there is a season, a reason, and a time. Hold that in your heart. Tuesday, Action Mars is dancing with Saturn, which opens the door again for hard-focused work to begin. Accomplish something productive on Tuesday, as that helps lead into the sun, beginning its month journey through Virgo on Tuesday afternoon. Your slow, hard work and ambition will bring amazing results. The month ahead focuses on your work, health, and your pets. Maybe you'll bring a new pet into the home. Thursday has a quick but complicated trine between I Want Love, Venus, and I Just Want to Be Friends, Uranus. Or it can come to you through the internal conflict between balancing security versus your desire for freedom. On Friday, Saturn ends his long retrograde cycle since early April. This helps stalled projects get moving again in the weeks ahead. It's time to gain new ground on the structures that define your life and perhaps create some new ones. Also, Venus slithers into Leo, creating a drama with love and finances. Can you finally afford the home upgrade or the new car? Saturday is a day when you can talk about deep and vulnerable topics. Insights come in from past lessons learned, as well as through your dreams and unconscious. As fall approaches, Saturn is now making a dash through Sagittarius towards Capricorn for its 2-year trek starting in December. Are there projects that need to be finished by the end of the year? Get with the program or lose your opportunity. As we all travel through the rough times of September and October, please remember, I am safe. It's only change. This is Elizabeth Joyce with Visions of Reality. The website is www.new-visions.com. And the number to call if you'd like to make an appointment is 201-934-8986. Leave a message clearly and we'll get back to you. Well, it's going to be an interesting week and an interesting few months ahead. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week.